This is part 2 of my series that nobody asked for about me having 9 lives or possibly more. I had my first stroke at 39, and a couple of years later, once again at work, but at a different job, I walk over to my friend and I said, I don't feel right. Do I look okay? Because I could feel like things drooping. And I'm like, oh, here we go again. So it's like, no, you're fine. Stop it. So I walk over to where my bosses are and I look and he has absolute terror on his face. And he sits me down and he calls an ambulance and he calls my husband and gets me in the ambulance and out the door. And when I spoke to him after the fact, he was like, I knew exactly what was going on. He's like, you scared the hell out of me. So go to the hospital. I have a mini stroke. And it was a tough blow because I had thought that, you know, I'm taking all the necessary precautions. I'm on my blood thinners. Why does this keep happening? I have 5 different blood clotting disorders. It's hard to manage. I bounced back pretty quickly after the mini stroke, but I do have trouble with word recall. So sometimes I'll be like holding something and I'm like and I can't find the word for it. It just is not in there. And then suddenly I'll be like, pen, that's a pen, you know. But it's very hard because with my job, I have to speak publicly a lot. So it's difficult when you have trouble with word recall and, you know, you kind of stutter a little bit and it's not easy. But that is not the worst of it. It gets worse. At the age of 46, at the same job that I was just had the stroke at, let's see, it was like 5 years later. And I was just doing something really stupid. Like I reached for something and I heard a pop. I heard it internally. I heard it inside my head. And immediately my left arm goes like pain and numbness. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm having a heart attack. So there was an EMT on staff and I go to the EMT and he's like, what's wrong? I said, I heard a pop and now I have this pain. It's all down my neck. It's down my arm. Like I'm dying. And he's like, go back to work. So I go back to work the full day, but I'm in pain. Like I'm crying in pain, taking, you know, Tylenol by the handful and it's just not working. Go to work the next day. I call in sick on the 3rd day. I can't take the pain anymore. Well, I can't call in sick the next day because I'm going to be the only one that's going to be running the deal. So I go to work that Saturday and it's my mom's birthday. So after that, I drive 100 miles to Staten Island to see her for her birthday. And we're going to go to part 3.